Dear children, welcome to my TED's YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss about fractions. Now we'll see what are the fractions. There are different types of fractions. Now we'll see what are they: unit fractions, proper fractions, improper fractions, mixed fractions or numbers, like fractions and unlike fractions. In this video, we'll discuss about these fractions. Unit fractions. Unit fraction can be defined as a fraction whose numerator is 1. If they are fractions, if the numerator is 1, we call those fractions are unit fractions. It represents one shaded part of all the equal parts of the whole. This is the example for unit fractions. In this circle, you can see 4 equal parts. Then number 4 is the denominator and 1 colored part. Then 1 is the numerator. 1 out of 4. Then up number, if not numerator, is 1. We call those fractions are unit fractions. In here you can see all the numerators are 1. So we call those fractions are unit fractions. Proper fractions. Now we'll see what are the proper fractions. If the numerator is less than the denominator. If the numerator is less than the denominator, we call those fractions are proper fractions. In here you can see 1 is the numerator, 4 is the denominator. The numerator is less than the denominator. So we call these fractions are proper fractions. Here is the example for proper fractions. Then you can see numerator is less than the denominator. So we call those fractions are proper fractions. Improper fractions. A fraction in which the numerator is greater than the denominator. Numerator is greater than the denominator. We call those fractions are improper fractions. Here you can see the examples 4, 12, 3, 9. They are greater than the denominators. Then we call those fractions are improper fractions. Mixed fractions or mixed numbers. A mixed fraction is a whole number and a proper fraction combined. A whole number and a proper fraction. Then here you can see the whole number 2 and the proper fraction 1/3. Then together we call this as a mixed fraction. Example. Then here you can see in the first circle 2 equal parts, then colored both parts. Then we can take 2 out of 2 as the whole number. 1 is the whole number and second you can see a half. Then 1 and a half. We call these fractions are mixed fractions. Like fractions. The group of 2 or more fractions that have exactly the same denominator. If there are fractions, if the denominators are same, equal, we call those fractions are like fractions. We can say that the fractions which have the same numbers in the denominators are called like fractions. In here you can see the example. 7 is the denominator. They are equal. Then we can call these fractions are like fractions. Examples for like fractions. Then here you can see denominators are equal. So we call those fractions are like fractions. Unlike fractions. Fractions with different denominators. Different denominators are called the unlike fractions. Here the denominators of fractions have different values. Here you can see the examples that all the denominators are different. 3, 9, 67, 89. They are different numbers. So we call those fractions are unlike fractions. If there are different denominators, we call those fractions are unlike. Here you can see the example for unlike fractions. A half, 2/3, 3/4. Different denominators 2, 3 and 4. If they are different denominators, we call those fractions are like fractions.